What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Vibes, presented by Vigilant Videography. I'm your host, Ethan Weiner, and let's get right into it. Who we got today?
We got the boy upstairs. I make music. I'm a producer, record vocals, mixing engineer. That type of stuff.
I appreciate you pulling up today, bro.
Of
It's
course,
been,
bro.
it's an honor. This is my boy right here.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So where are you from originally?
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've grown up here my whole life. Like lived a little bit in Bernalillo, but mostly here. It's been nice.
Yeah, facts. So what's some of the stuff that you like growing up? What is some of the stuff around you that got you into music originally?
So let's see. My grandpa played in a band, Fabulous Checkers. They're like in the like Hall of Fame for like music here in New
shit,
Mexico.
for real?
I don't know what it's called. Like something.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
shit. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So he was in a band. So like growing up around that, I just always heard him playing, and I was like, yo, that would be sick if I could do that one day.
That's fire.
That would be
That's
so
fire.
fire.
That's fire. So that
Yeah.
kind of like got you into just like the music vibe in general.
For sure.
So that was, what kind of music was it?
It was like Spanish music,
Oh, shit.
and like I don't speak Spanish even though I'm Mexican. Like it's really sad. I'm like the only one in my family that doesn't speak Spanish. Like it sucks, but
So you grew up around it, but you just
yeah,
didn't. Yeah.
I just didn't. I never picked up. I took Spanish in school too.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I took that shit, and I was like, you pick it up a little bit, but not like, I know it's hard. It's hard. Languages are
It's
hard
tough.
for sure,
It's
bro.
tough.
So coming from this Spanish music, how'd you get into like, first of all, how would you categorize your music now? Like, if there was a
Categorize
genre?
like, honestly, I just make whatever like I feel.
Mhm.
Like at that moment, if I'm feeling some like rock stuff, then I'll make that. If I'm feeling some like hyper pop, like most of it is just like kind of whatever I'm feeling, and then also like I have influences like my family. They listen to my music, they vibe with me, all of that stuff. So I try to like kind of categorize it to where like, my grandma could even listen to that.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah. No, you definitely have, listen to your music, bro. You definitely, I've talked to you this about before, but it's like, you have like so much of a different like vibes coming in.
Yeah,
You got like
I appreciate
like
you.
the hard, like you said, like the hard rock, and then like some soft boy vibes, and it's just like coming together, and it's like so, like a lot of different people could listen to it. It's like
I try to
just
just like put everything into like one, because I feel like that's just me. Like I'm very like up and down. Like there's always something going on, and I feel like you could speak your mind on whatever.
I feel like no one's ever gonna be like the same every day.
Exactly.
So you guys, yeah, it's just
It's like you have to get up and you have to like think like what's gonna happen today. Like there's always something like different going on. So it's
facts, and this is like that vibe.
Yeah.
That's vibe. That's facts. So how'd you kind of go from like this Spanish music background to getting into your style, or like how'd you kind of find your style?
So like I think getting into music, it was honestly pandemic. Like I was just in my room and I was like, I have nothing to do. Like I love music and all of this, but I didn't think I could make it. And then I just got FL Studio. Low key, I cracked it. Like I have to be completely honest. I cracked it, and I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
So like I bought it, and then after that, like ever since then, I've just been making music, and it's been like I just fell in love with it. You know?
Dope. So like around like 2020ish.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. So you had like you have the background of like also knowing like the producing side of it. Like it's not just like I feel like a lot of artists do know that side of it because it's important to just like start it yourself and all that. So how do you feel that like in those early days did you start with more producing, or did you go right into the songwriting and then go to
I kind of
producing?
went into like I went into like the songwriting, and like I know at the beginning I was using a lot of like vocal presets, and then it wasn't until like I started experimenting with like, okay, I'm trying to find my own sound, I want my own like lane, where I was like, okay, I have to kind of do this on my own, I have to like go off the rails a bit.
Right. Yeah. I feel that.
And it was like I kind of know the rules. I have to like bend them now.
Right, because you gotta. Before you can do your own stuff, you really have to learn the basics, and then once you learn the basics, then you can really like fly with it, and then just keep going with that.
Facts.
That's dope. So, So in Albuquerque, when you're doing this, so you're in Albuquerque in 2020, right? So you're doing Albuquerque, and pandemic and all that.
Yeah, I'm
so that's gotta be hard. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just at home, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So being in that situation, like like it's still like music's not popping like all around. Just pandemic. How did that affect the start of your career?
Honestly, it was like I had a lot of friends like going to school, and they were like, "Yo, like I mess with your songs," but like other than that, it was kind of like my family. Like my close friends. Other than that, I kind of felt like alone with that. And then I switched schools to a bigger school, and I met a couple kids that were like into music, and
Yeah.
it kind of just like opened up my mind because like
Yeah.
they were doing whatever,
Yeah.
and it just kind of like I think New Mexico's music scene is so like little. Like if you're really into it, you know everyone. Like it's kind of like one of those things.
I feel like once you're in, you're in, like you know people, or anyone who does like something, someone's gonna know them, and then you're like really
Facts.
Yeah, no facts. I feel that for sure. That's dope. That's
Like,
so. Do you think that helped a lot? Like
it definitely helped like a lot.
Yeah.
Like Feedback, I love that dude.
Shout out Feedback, right?
Shout out
he's
Feedback.
He's fire.
Shout out by Feedback.
Yeah.
He's sick.
Yeah, he's fire.
But like I introduced you to him. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
That's what, like, that was crazy. Yeah.
There's a lot of connections like here. Like once you're into it, I feel like it's just so easy to like branch out and just like meet new people.
Facts.
And
it's
like,
I feel like it's authentic here too, because
exactly.
like
we're all just trying to make it.
Exactly.
At the
right?
end of the day.
Exactly. It's like it's a city, but it's not too big that you can't really make, like, you can make those authentic connections and be like, yo, like, not being like, oh, I have their Instagram, yeah, let me send you an Instagram. Like, no, like, oh, that's my boy. Let me hit you up with him and be like, let's like really connect for that. That's because that's exactly what happened with Feedback. And I was like, yo, you're my boy. You must be chilling. And then it's like, you know, that's how you grow like the authentic relationships, because that's kind of hard. It is kind of hard, like, especially in the entertainment industry, no matter what it is. Like
at the end of the day, it's like we're all going to the same place. We just have a different journey.
Exactly.
And like meeting those new people, I think it really helps at the end of the day.
Like whoever you can whoever you can build off of, but also how you can help them build. Because it's like, you know, I feel like it's always, and how I think about it, it's always like a back and forth. It's like, oh, bet, like, we can do like this amazing thing, I have an amazing sound, let's do that. But also like, what can I do for you? Like, how can you like benefit, and like, how can I help your career and all that? So that's really, I feel like that's an important thing that some people miss out on sometimes.
Facts, sure. And I feel like people just don't bring it up. Like their hobbies and stuff like that. Like if you just meet someone, it's not like I tell someone like I make music.
Yeah.
Like I introduce myself as Javi, not the boy upstairs. Like it's just like I'm just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
facts. I feel
like
that.
meeting you through the fraternity, like it was sick. Like I didn't know for like 2 weeks. And then I like found out, and I was like, I gotta meet this dude.
Yeah, no. So a little story time about that. Yeah. So so again, he's one of my brothers, Sigma Alpha Epsilon. And he was in the Rush class, and we were just talking and all that, and then someone came up to me and he was like, yo, like, he makes music. And I'm like, no way, bro. Like, I was like, because I thought they were like, oh, like, he makes music. I was like, oh, good shit. And I was like, oh, it's good. And then I looked at your profile and I was like, bro, you're fucking like, this shit is hard. And then no, for real, I looked at that and I was like, yo. And then we just started talking about like and that's the thing, we knew a bunch of people, like the same people, because we're in it and because you make those connections. So that's where it really comes from. And I was like, okay, bet. And once I feel like that's another thing too around this, like this community in Albuquerque, especially when you just start to like learn about people you've been talking to, and like I've been talking to, and people like you follow, you're like, oh, like, yeah, I know him. Like, yeah, I know him. Because I feel if you're really doing stuff, like, you get connected with people, and it's like, it's a good authentic connection for sure. And that's that's how I knew that shit. That was fire.
No, honestly, that's one thing that like I absolutely love about this city. Like the connections I've made are genuine, they're real, like, and they're honestly helpful. Like they're beneficial both ways.
For sure. It's like people that you really actually want to like work with and be like, hey, like, let's like join like my company, you know, like let's like build something actually, not just like doing this stuff. So
because it's not just business. It's like, okay, you're my boy now.
Right.
Like we're actually like, I have a dream, you have a dream, like we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over here, we're gonna try to do this thing.
Exactly. And once you share that shit, honestly, it's like it's going. It's just going from there.
It's just like a deeper personal thing.
Exactly. So getting into that, what do you think? I know we talked about a little about like, you know, how this has affected like your growth and everything, but I guess my question would be like, if you weren't in a tight-knit community or in somewhere, I guess, like besides Albuquerque, like how do you think that affected a little bit?
Like I haven't done many shows, so I feel like I'd be doing more shows. Like that kind of, it does a little bit of something, but at the same time, like I feel like I would still be making like whatever I feel at that moment. I'd still be like releasing that regardless of like how many plays it gets. So I feel like it's more of a personal thing. Like I make music for me, and then if people can relate to it and like enjoy it, then that just like it's just a plus.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, no, it's just like, you know,
because it's already something that like I want to do,
right.
like I'm motivated for, and so like people enjoying it just makes me happy.
Right,
like it's just like a sick like
it's entertainment.
benefit.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's entertainment. You just like go with that shit. No, I feel that. And honestly, I feel like the more you work and stuff too, like regardless of what your sound is, where your craft is, or whatever, the more you do it, you kind of tweak it a little bit and see what you want people to see. Yeah, like what you want the image of yourself to be, and like people just like fucking with it for sure.
The biggest thing, like I think, is like consistency too. Like Dude, the more like you post, the more you're like just every day like get up and grind. Like you have to make it. Exactly, if you're doing something and you're putting like 100% into it, there's no way you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, no,
like you can't fail.
For sure. I mean, like I don't know. I be feeling sometimes like, you know, sometimes you feel like I'm 100% gonna make it. Sometimes you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna make it. But when you post and when you're consistent, those like people who like really support that and everything and keep it going, you're like, you know what, this is gonna make it. This is really gonna make it. Like it's like. It's important.
Like every once in a while, you know, you get discouraged. You know, you kind of hit like a rough bump, and you're just like, I don't know what to do. Like, is this what I want to do? Is this gonna work out? Is it worth it?
Always.
Like, am I in the right place right now?
Yeah. Exactly.
And then you kind of just like you take a step back, and everything just kind of like puts itself together.
Exactly.
And you're just
and you're just like
you just have to be like that's how it is.
You just kind of have to go for it, and like whatever it turns into, it might not be what you planned, but honestly, when it grows and it's just like organic, that's the best shit. I think that's the best shit when you just keep growing it.
That's best shit.
No, for real.
Not gonna lie.
So with all that, what do you think? Like all the growth and everything that you've done, like what is like a message that you kind of try to push to your fans? So like when you're talking to your fans, what do you want them to think about when they hear your music?
I would say like honestly, being yourself is the biggest thing. Cause like I feel like don't hold back on your personality. Like it's you. The people that you're around, like you should feel connected to. They should love you for who you are, and not some like you shouldn't have to feel like you need to fit around the people that you're around with. Cause like you're with the wrong people. Like if that shit's happening, like you just have to feel comfortable like 24/7.
Facts.
Honestly, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, comfortable with yourself and just like everything, just what you're putting out there. Yeah, no, I feel that for sure. How do you, with your fans, like how do you connect with, like is there a way that you connect with them, or how do you like, keep them like up to date and stuff?
To be honest, I'm not too good about like checking comments on videos or like songs. I haven't been crazy with like posting a bunch, but I'm doing stuff. Things and songs are gonna get released, so I'm excited about that.
Can you spill a little bit about what you got coming up in the future?
So I have some hyper pop stuff, some like low key like pop punk pop stuff, and then some new jazz stuff, and I'm really excited about that because like I started to get back into producing like some like Ken Carson beats.
Oh shit!
So I'm super excited about like making songs with those.
Yeah, and so producing that and is like rapping on the track.
Yeah,
like
I feel like that's the best way to make music.
Yeah.
Like I really didn't get into producing. I just went straight to vocals. I was like, this is fun. This is like kind of easy.
Yeah.
But producing is like a whole different thing because you really you hear the whole song and then you're just like trying to get that whole song onto this computer, and it's weird. It's like I have a song in my head and this is a computer.
How do I put this in there?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's kind of like filming videos for you. Yeah. Like you have a vision for what you wanted to like look like. But that's a person. Like they can't be perfect, so like things are gonna change.
And it's whatever. I feel like with whatever art, whatever idea you have in your head, it's gonna be a little different in reality. Like when you actually produce it and put it out there, it's gonna be a tiny bit different than when you planned. But that's like the beauty of it, kind of. You always have to have those like imperfections a little bit.
I feel like the mistakes like make it more human, and it makes it just like real. It's like personal.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I completely agree with that, bro. So no, that's all I have for you, bro. I appreciate you so much, bro. Pulling up.
I appreciate you too.
That's fire. And you know what? Like honestly, pushing that message. Like keep pushing that to everyone. Like honestly, for sure.
Appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you guys watching this week's episode, or whenever we drop this. And I'll see you guys later. You know, connect with him. I'll put his Instagram in there. You already know. Connect with us if you're interested in doing an interview in the future. Hit us up. We got you. And join the family. You know, stay connected. Peace, y'all.